So as you know, I'll be running well, I've called it a few different things, but it's really an alchemy transformation. It's alchemy, it's transformation, and it's a challenge. And it can be a program or whatever, but it's a challenge because I want you to step into your growth. I want you to step into your higher vibe self, the things that you are actually wanting to call in, the person that you truly want to be. And you might feel confused in that right now as well. You might feel like you're off your path quite a lot. So you might feel, I don't even know who I want to be. This is for you too. And so it's alchemy, not avoiding those lower frequencies, not avoiding feeling like shit, like starting to embrace them and learning a new way to work with them. Because let's face it, those feelings are natural and normal. And God, we're told so often to just sort of get rid of it and shun it away. And I want to support you in a completely different way to realize actually it's just communication. It's just a new way of communicating with yourself. And when you truly start to listen, you start to become friends with yourself. You start to trust yourself. You start to work with yourself as opposed to constantly against yourself, constantly the sabotage. And this doesn't mean you have to be in a bad spot. Like you could be in a really good spot, or even, a not so good spot, but you could be constant, like creating so many rules and restrictions, and so much, like, I don't know, so much control to be able to make something happen. And you feel like sometimes you just got to like throw the towel in. And I understand that's beneficial for you. Like maybe that's where you need to be working right now. But I would love you to start to come into harmony in that personal relationship with yourself. So we're going to be working on, the personal confidence, our personal relationship. Like, do we put our head on the pillow at night and are we damn well proud of who we are? Are we clear on who we are? And then also like the manifestation aspect. And I don't particularly like the word manifestation just because the way it's sort of supposed thrown out in the industry or thrown out in the world. But what are you calling in? What are you actually calling in? What are you choosing? What are you saying yes to? And from what energy are you doing that? Because you would have heard this before. We all know the definition of insanity. We all know if we keep doing the same things, and you might say, "Oh, I'm not doing the same things. Like I'm being really strict over here, and I'm really stuck in, like really firm on this, and I'm got the willpower going and everything." That's cool. Well, what happens if you give your willpower dies out for a bit? What happens if you find no motivation inside that? What happens if you're tired? What happens if your kids are sick? What happens if, I don't know, something happens where that goes? You jump off the bandwagon. Like I want you to realize this harmony is, excuse the dogs going in and out, working with all of you. Like no matter what's going on with life, and embracing the journey. Like embracing the journey is so important in this. So that's exactly why I'm running this. It's bite-sized pieces over 20 days. There's 10 key themes, 10 key lessons. Like when I say key, there's one transmission for you to take on board, and there's probably, like, other than listening to the transmission, which will go anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And I'll make that available. It's available in not only the video but just the audio as well, just in case you want to listen to that as you're traveling or driving or whatever it might be. But delivered every second day so that you're not feeling overwhelmed with all the work. And then it's just 10 minutes. Like exercises are just 10 minutes a day. Inside those daily like the 10 days, every second day transmission, there's also additional tools. You don't have to go there. You don't have to do all the things. But for some people, they'll want to dive into those things. And if you know me, if you've worked with me before, I'll give you all of the things. And maybe you come back to it in 10 years' time. Maybe you come back to it in 1 week time, whatever it might be. It's just that you have that all available for you. And so I've made this as easy as possible. And I want you to invest in yourself. Sometimes I feel like, and I really want to call it out, I want to call the elephant in the room, if you will, because sometimes people say you offer so many things for free, and you give so much value, and that's absolutely true. And I thought about this challenge being for free, and I was like, but what type of people am I going to be connecting with inside that? I want people who are willing to invest in themselves. It's only $88, and the value inside this, just of the tools alone, not even in like including what you get out of this and understanding those bite-sized pieces and the journey. And so it's the subtle changes and starting to realize that in your perspective shift, and compounding interest, those things, which I absolutely love. And I'm always teaching on, always communicating on. The value is astronomical. You know, just the tools alone, they're over $3,000. Like, people pay me for this type of information working with me, and it'd be well over the $3,000 mark. I'm supporting you inside this. I want you to start to say yes to you. I want you to start to realize that no matter where you are, like maybe you're proficient in this work, maybe you're proficient in yourself, but you would like to tweak a little bit further. I've made it affordable to the point where it's just like, oh, well, this is a no-brainer. If you are like, oh shit, I just feel like I've sort of lost my purpose a little bit, and I'm not really sure where I'm at, and I just need to reset and recalibrate, or I just, this is for you as well, support you inside that. Or it could be just, I've been so successful. There's so many things that have been going so well in my life, and now I feel like I'm at this point where nothing's going right. And I see this in high performers all the time, and nothing's going right. And I don't really want to invest in myself because I don't feel worthy in myself right now. I'm upsetting my family, I'm upsetting myself, maybe you're upsetting your kids. And, and you're not intentionally doing that, but you can see how you're caught in this loop. And like, maybe you're there, and I wanted to make, as I said, this price an absolute no-brainer, no matter where you are on the journey. It's just like, this is an amazing tool, and I receive so much out of this, so much value out of this, so much information out of this, and support in that transformation, support in that alchemy, and starting to call in and actually embody and choose and start to live the results of what it is that I want. Not in this magic pill fix, but in a way that you start to back yourself, that you are equipped for life, that you really invest in who you are and realize that you have this place here, and where you are now can actually be, as shitty as it might feel, can actually be a really beautiful alchemy, a beautiful transformational place. Like with alchemy, you need the lead for the gold. But let's learn to work with yourself. Let's learn to communicate with yourself a little bit differently. And so you have these tools. You start to not hate on yourself anymore, consciously or unconsciously. And you start to really embrace, allow, claim, and give yourself permission to have the life that you truly want to have. And this is the most amazing stepping stone to support you inside this. If this is all you do, this is amazing. You might want to continue on this journey. That's amazing too. You might want to stop there, and that's amazing too. But I just want to provide these tools. I really sat back and I thought to myself, what do I feel like so many people in the world are going through right now? I work with people from all walks of life. And what do I feel like people are really going through right now? And this is what I'm noticing. This is what I'm noticing. I'm noticing, the complete opposite in lots of ways as well. I'm working with a bunch of people that are, completely soaring in life, completely expanding in life, and with total ease and flow. And then I'm seeing people, that polarity of things are going really well, and actually they're really quite successful. They're really quite driven people, and they're beautiful people at their core. They've got so many amazing things going for them. Why don't they feel like that? Why do they feel like they're a failure? Why do they feel like they're fucking up? And, I see that polarity, and I was like, everyone can have that. And what would someone who, like, what would I need when I was feeling like that? What would I need to be? What would I need? What would I need to hear? What would I need to work on? And I was thinking of those things, and that's exactly what this is born from. So you'll find the link inside my bio. Reach out if you have any further questions or anything. As I said, it's sort of a no-brainer, but I just can't wait to join you. So I will just also say it's sent via email. So there is no group, Facebook group or WhatsApp group or anything. Done that deliberately so people feel like their privacy, depending on where you're at. Some people love the sharing and some people don't. But I thought with this type of, I suppose, energy I'm calling in, and people I'm really wanting to support, to uplift and change that consciousness of the world, and really uplift the vibe of people, of really capable, amazing just heart-centered people, really at the core. That's, it's there's no group, right? There's an email sent out once every second day. that is just so easy to action, so easy to listen to. As I said, it's even got an audio version. So if you're driving and you want to listen to it, you can do that as well. And I'll give you all the things to start with, like as in to help support you on this journey, certain things that you could require and need. And I just want to remind you again, it's not a magic pill. Like there is no magic pill in this stuff. In anything in life, like, yeah, sure, you can do things that help you. Like I was listening to people talking about the gym today, and no disrespect, because I don't have a problem with any of these things, but talking about certain supplements that help burn fat and all, and I don't know, curb cravings and a few other things. And I thought that's amazing, but that doesn't guarantee someone's going to lose fat, right? They can have those things, that magic pill, and it will support them. They've got to realize they support them. But at the end of the day, it's your free will, right? And you're either part of the journey or you're not. And that supplement, as we look for with lots of things, is not going to be the be all and end all. You must dive into yourself, okay? You must learn that you can, have discipline, and it can come from a place of self-love. And you must learn that you can be completely aligned in something amazing and really starting to view your identity a little bit differently. Like I said to my client yesterday, who was feeling like the daggy mum, and she's freaking amazing and epic and so smart and so talented, and that's what she was identifying as, and really, like, you could see that on so many levels. And I said, and what would you feel like on the other side? And she said, like a goddess, like really sexy and feminine, and like to me she really is, but she just wasn't feeling that and embodying that and choosing that in the day to day. And I said, well, what would a goddess eat? How would a goddess dress? How would a goddess walk and talk? And just starting to really plant those seeds, so you can choose that this supplement or something, this magic pill is going to change you into that, but you still have to show up inside that, right? You still have to show up for yourself, and I'm going to support you inside all of that. So I can't wait to see you on the other side. The link is in my bio, and I will see you beautifully in there. Let's start this party.